Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I want to talk about some popular K-beauty products that I don't recommend. I don't like these products, and today I want to tell you why, and I want to offer you some alternatives, products I do recommend. So if you're so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump in. Dr. Althea Pure Grinding Cleansing Balm. Now, this is something that's gaining a lot of popularity, particularly on TikTok, and I understand why it's getting popular. It has everything to do with how it looks, how it grabs your attention in a piece of content, because this isn't your average cleansing balm where you take off the top and then go in with your spatula to dig out your cleansing balm. This is actually a grinding cleansing balm. And so what that means is it actually twists up from like the bottom and it grinds the cleansing balm solid and it shaves off a piece of the cleansing balm for you, and it catches your eye because it's different. It's not something that you see every single day. And that is really important to understand, especially as we are trying to resist the overhype and the overconsumption of skincare. And there's a new hot product every single minute, every single hour, it seems like now. If you're really looking to kind of break that FOMO that you get when you're watching content, pay attention to what's popular and what it looks like, because maybe it has a cool delivery system. Maybe it's 2 layers that you shake. Maybe it is little like pearls or something that you burst onto your skin. Maybe it's a cleansing balm that twists and grinds, right? If it's a little bit different, it's going to catch your eye in content, and you can see how brands are using that, right, to get our attention, to get our money. And I think that there's a good argument. You know, I said this in the Dr. Althea review video that I released a couple of weeks ago. There's a good argument for this type of mechanism. It may feel more hygienic. Feel, right, is the big word here. It's definitely vibes, because there is a science behind formulating products for the packaging that they're in, and the preservative system is going to resist bacteria and unhygienic behaviors of the consumer. So even if you're, you know, a little wild and you like to dig your fingers into your cleansing balm, those preservatives are there to help to resist the bacterial growth from that. I would say don't do that. And if you must, you know, wash your hands, but I digress. Some folks might just feel a little bit more hygienic and the vibes feel better for them with a grinding cleansing balm. And that's absolutely fine. I personally found the grinding packaging actually less hygienic for me personally, as I showed you in that review. I'm actually really embarrassed, but honestly, it couldn't have been more perfect. I had no idea that's what it looked like when I opened it up. But that's exactly what I'm talking about when I'm telling you this does not feel clean for me and my behavior, quite honestly, because there's just something about that grinding balm. I'm either, because I'm not used to this mechanism. So I found I was actually like dispensing too much and wasting a lot of product. And then I was trying to train myself how to get the right amount on the first go, because you're in the middle of, you know, putting the cleansing balm onto your face and breaking down your makeup and all your sunscreen. You realize, oh, I just want a little bit more. And you go to dispense more and you've got all that makeup, all that sunscreen, all that ick on your hands as you go to grind and get a little bit more in the middle of your process, right? And so that ends up on the grinding balm packaging. Now, of course, you got to remember to wipe that off, okay? Yes, I know. However, I'm just saying it feels grosser to me than just having a spatula and going into a traditional balm. So for me, that's one big strike against it for me personally, but really why I'm not a huge fan of this, and it's not a big recommendation for me. I don't think that this is a bad product. And I say this in any review where I'm giving a negative, right, review or saying I don't recommend it. Really, it's just a few key things that I'm pointing out for a large group of people. But if you're somebody who enjoys this product, just keep using it. Just keep enjoying it. It's absolutely fine. We can have different opinions, right? But one thing I noticed about this one is it's a little bit filmy, you know, in its performance. So it definitely breaks down the makeup and the sunscreen pretty well, in my opinion. I think it does a good job, but where I feel that it's a little bit filmy is that it doesn't really feel like it rinses away cleanly and very fastly off the skin. I feel like there's a little bit of a waxy, filmy layer from this still clinging to my skin. Now, Of course, this is something that you would use in addition to a foaming cleanser, right? You would use this first to remove your makeup and then go in for that second cleanser that foams up and should remove that residue. But because it's kind of clinging to the skin a little bit more than some other cleansing balms, I just feel like it is something that could lead to congestion. It could lead to breakouts for folks who are prone to that if you leave those types of ingredients on your skin in that filmy residue if you don't wash it away very cleanly, or maybe your cleanser is just not very good at breaking that down. It could lead to issues down the road. And now I have read some reviews where folks have had some congestion and breakouts from this, and I suspect it's just due to the fact that it's just a little harder to wash away. So don't recommend this one, but what I do recommend instead is the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm. This is the cleansing balm that made me enjoy cleansing balms because, you know, that waxy filminess in my past experience with cleansing balms is fairly common. And it's actually a big reason why I don't, on the whole, enjoy cleansing balms, but this Beauty of Joseon one's a little bit different. Now it is a traditional packaging. You just scoop right in, you get as much as you want, right? And if you have to go back for more, your dirty hands are on that spatula, not in the cleansing balm or on the packaging. It's so melty that it actually almost feels like it melts into a cleansing oil kind of texture on the skin, which I really appreciate because it really does pull and cling up all that makeup and the waterproof sunscreen and all the really stubborn eye makeup. It really clings to it, pulls it up, and then it washes away. It like emulsifies really well and then washes away so cleanly. There's no residue, there's no filminess, there's no layer left on your skin even before you put on the foaming cleanser. And that's what I really enjoy about it, is just the process of the cleansing balm itself does not leave that layer on your skin, making you wonder if you're going to break out in a couple of days because it's clogging your pores. Biodance Collagen Real Deep Mask. OMG. I have so much trauma from reviewing this mask last year, let me tell you, because I reviewed this mask. I actually did a YouTube short of this demonstrating how I did not like this mask because I had used it a couple of times before and I was like, I really don't like it. And then I was like, you know what, let me prove how much I don't like this and how much this actually irritates my skin, because that's what this mask does. It really flares up my sensitive skin. It makes it really red and irritated and extremely dehydrated, which is the exact opposite of what this mask claims to do. This claims to infuse your skin with a lot of hydrating and moisturizing collagen. It's supposed to really plump up your skin, smooth it, give it very dewy glass skin type of appearance, and everybody's getting this really bouncy looking skin from it, right? And so I did not get those results. I got the very opposite. Instead of feeling hydrated, I felt dehydrated, and my skin was actually really red and looked very irritated, visibly looked irritated when I took this mask off. And I have never felt so gaslit in my entire skincare life. You know what I'm saying? Like when I released this review, y'all can go on it right now, onto this review. You can scroll through the comments. It is kind of unhinged. It's really wild. So many people are really just disagreeing with me, and that's okay. It's okay if you like the mask, it's all right, but it's like, you used it wrong. Well, you left it on for 2.5 hours, you should have left it on for 3 hours. Or like I'm lying. Or oh, my favorite one was everybody was telling me that I bought a fake mask, that it wasn't real, it was counterfeit. I was like, girl or guy, I bought this at Olive Young. Like, it's not a counterfeit product. I didn't use it wrong. Leaving it on my skin for another half an hour would have made the dehydration worse. Once the hydrogel mask goes clear, there's nothing left for your skin to absorb. The mask went clear on me, I took it off. So leaving it on longer would not have done anything. And also just like, believe people. Do you know what I mean? When people literally show you visible results and tell you they don't like something, it's okay. It's okay. Even if it's something you like you might be tempted right now in this video to say, Kelly, you're so wrong. This works good for me. And I welcome that, because everybody has a different experience. I'm not like this behemoth, like, of opinion on skincare, right? I cannot like something, and I can also acknowledge that it probably works for other folks. I will say the intensity and the volume of those comments that I still get weekly, almost a year later after posting that, I still get it weekly. I have a high suspicion that it's not it's not people who are just like not loving that I don't have the same opinion in skincare as them. I have this suspicion that like maybe it's the marketing team of Biodance that is trying to discredit the review, quite honestly. Don't have any proof, so like don't come at me. If it is you, don't come at me, Biodance. But there's just something really highly suspicious about it. So like I said, I've never felt so gaslit. I feel a bit traumatized because like I said, I'm still getting it a year later. People are just like very aggressively angry at me for not liking it. But let me say my truth about this product yet again. This is a hydrogel mask that, it definitely blew up in popularity because it's a mask that they claim you can sleep in. So it's the hydrogel mask. It's not that wet cotton sheet mask kind of a mask. It is that gel-like texture, and it sits against your skin and slowly infuses. Your skin slowly absorbs the gel, that solid gel. It slowly absorbs it over a long period of time. And so what happens is the mask, which starts out kind of like milky and opaque, actually starts to go clear. You start to be able to see your skin underneath. That's a sign that your skin has absorbed the gel into your skin. And so slowly infusing that into your skin over a long period of time is going to leave your skin very moist, very glass skin, very dewy and smooth at the top, and is likely going to make your skin very plump as well because it has actually taken on so much skincare, so much volume of skincare in just one mask, right? And so, the main claim here with the ingredients is the collagen, which I've noticed has gained a lot more popularity in K-beauty in the last 2-ish years. Collagen is great for hydrating the skin. It's actually really skin conditioning and moisturizing, but it's not going to address fine lines and wrinkles, not at a meaningful like skin structural level. It's not stimulating collagen. It's not going in and repairing the fine lines and wrinkles in the skin. Collagen as a molecule, even when you chop it up, even when it's low molecular weight, it can't really get down deeper into the skin where it needs to go in order to address the structural issues with the collagen in your skin. But I use this mask multiple times. And there's always these tricks. Everybody says, oh, well, you're using it wrong. You got to use it this way, or you got to use it that way. So let me tell you, I used it all the ways. The first time I used it, I used like toner and essence, and then I put this on. And my skin just sucks up skincare like a sponge. I don't know if you've noticed that. I use so many skincare products. It's because my skin sucks them all up. So hydrogel masks don't work for me for sleeping because they only last on my skin about, the longest I've had a hydrogel mask is maybe like 3.5 hours. And I find that it depends on the humidity in the air. If it's more humid, it takes longer for it to absorb. If it's drier, it will absorb into my skin a lot faster. So my skin just sucks it up. I can't sleep with this mask on because thankfully, I sleep longer than 3.5 hours. But you could sleep in it if your skin doesn't suck up skincare the way that mine does, right? Not as fast. So I found that they last about 3 hours on my face. So the first time it was probably about 3 hours that I left it on, and I didn't feel anything significant with my skin. It did feel a little bit more, honestly, dehydrated. Not terribly so, but I didn't feel like I was getting those results that people were claiming. My skin's so hydrated, it's so moist. I just didn't really see that. It looked like smooth and shiny at the top, but it didn't feel good inside. And then somebody told me that's not the way you're supposed to use it. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it on top of your moisturizer. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not what the instructions say, but all right, let me try it this way. So I put my whole skincare routine on first and put my moisturizer on and then put this mask on to top it off to like be a sleeping mask or occlusive, right? And I didn't like the results like that either. And then I had shared those results in my videos, and I just kept getting people saying like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to use it on an airplane. And I was like, look, I don't have the money to book a ticket for a flight just to test this mask out when I've been striking out so bad with this. And I do want to say this, not to just like prove my point, but just to show that like, I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. James Welsh, friend of the channel, also had the same reaction with his skin. He's prone to rosacea, and he has said multiple times, this mask does the exact same thing to him. I was like, thank you, because I feel like I was going crazy, James. Like, thank you for saying it, because everybody wants to try to come at me. I don't understand the love for this mask. I just don't. It's just skincare. It might be the rose water in the ingredients list here. Now, I think there's something about holding that into your skin, slowly infusing your skin for 3 hours straight with a potentially irritating fragrant ingredient like rose water definitely could cause that type of reaction where just a toner or a serum that you apply may not give you that type of result. So I think that there's something about the mechanism of how it delivers into the skin over a long period of time, and potentially that ingredient, maybe it's the collagen, maybe it's something else, maybe it's everything coming together. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I hate this mask. Hate it. Don't recommend it. But there are some hydrogel masks that I do recommend. I really like the VT PDRN Hydro Gel mask. And I will say, I did not want to try hydrogels for a while because, like I said, this Biodance one kind of follows me and haunts me quite a bit. But this was the one that changed my mind and opened my mind back up to hydrogel masks because this really delivers the results I was hoping to get with Biodance. Chewy, dewy, glass skin, really, really smooth, light just bounces off your cheekbones. Your skin is so plump. I do also like, and I did a video with VT, so I will tell you that that was sponsored content, but I do stand by my opinion on this. The Reedle Shot Hydrogel Mask, the two-step mask from VT. It takes their hydrogel, but it combines it with their famous Reedle Shot. So first step, Reedle Shot, open up the pathways. Think about this, opening up the pathways for deeper absorption in the skin, and then you top that off with a hydrogel that slowly infuses into your skin, into those pathways, those deeper pathways. I really feel like this enhances the hydrogel in a really brilliant way. Like I said, not always the biggest fan of hydrogel, not always the biggest fan of Reedle, but when I put it together, I was convinced. And you could see the results in the video. I'm going to play that footage right now because you can see what I'm talking about when you talk about the health of your skin, the brightness and the vitality, plus the dewy results of the hydrogel, the chewiness and the bounciness that you get from that mask. Wow, talk about a skin transformation in just a few hours. So let's talk about the Anua Heartleaf Pore Cleansing Oil because this is one that has a reputation. This is one that is very popular because Anua itself is a very viral and hype K-beauty brand. Again, particularly on TikTok. You know, we're here on YouTube, but I will say the world of TikTok, especially the K-beauty world and the skincare world, is a very different world. Have you noticed that? And so I find a lot of times when I'm telling you all about viral stuff on TikTok, a lot of people will be like, I'm not on TikTok and I've never heard of this before. It's like, these are kind of separate worlds. But let me tell you, Anua has a very aggressive marketing and gifting campaign when it comes to TikTok and TikTok skinfluencers. And so that is part of the reason why they have made such a name for themselves over on that platform. But once it, you know what I mean? Once it starts to get popular there, it does start to branch out into the other platforms, right? So I know that Anua is the biggest K-beauty brand of the last couple of years. And their Heartleaf line definitely has gotten a lot of popularity, especially the Heartleaf toner, right? But I want to talk about the cleansing oil today because, like I said, Anua is a very popular brand. The Heartleaf line, very popular. This particular product, though, underneath the hype, just under the surface of its popularity for this particular product, it has a reputation for being a product that breaks people out. It's like a really well-known kind of a secret. You know what I'm saying? It's not hidden very well. It is very notorious for breaking a lot of folks out. And so I have been on the fence about even testing this on my skin because I was like, I'm gonna break out. I just know it. I've heard way too many horror stories from this one that it is going to break me out. And I was like, gotta do it for the content. Let me tell you, I was expecting breakouts and I did get some congestion. I'm not going to lie. I did get some pimples from this one, some angry, inflamed ones. They went away after I stopped using it. I only used this twice. But let me tell you, this burned my skin. I wasn't expecting that. It felt like, first of all, it smells funny. A medicinal scent to this that I wasn't expecting. But it actually started to make my skin feel warm and a little fiery, quite honestly. I did not like how this felt on my skin. I did not like how it smelled. And like I said, I used it twice because I don't know why. The first time should have been enough for me, burning the skin, right? But then I did notice a day later that like the inflamed pimples were starting to crop up. What did I think was going to happen? I have no idea, but I did it for the content. And so yeah, I do not like this one. And so yeah, I don't recommend it. And like I said, it has a reputation. And I honestly, like, I was like, so what do I recommend instead? And I wrote in my notes here, literally anything else. Literally any other cleansing oil would be better than this one. It burns your skin. It smells funny. It breaks out a lot of people. Like I said, I knew I was playing with fire, and I don't recommend playing with fire. Let me tell you, one of my favorite cleansing oils is actually from Mizon. This is a real deep cut. It's never going to be viral on TikTok, but the Mizon Nourishing Deep Cleansing Oil is so, so good. It's got a nice lightweight texture, which I feel like the Anua has a lightweight texture, which I think is very pleasing. I just couldn't get past the burning and the breakouts, right? With Mizon, it has this really nice light, fluidy texture. It's not really thick or like hard to spread on your face. You don't have to worry about it like clinging to your pores and causing congestion and breakouts, right? It washes away cleanly, but it's an effective cleansing oil, and it's gentle, and it's fragrance free, and it's scent free, which is really, really nice. So I guess that would be my alternative, my literally anything else, but this would be a good one, especially if you do get some breakouts from cleansing oils, if you've had some sensitivities maybe to Anua in the past. This is a good one. Like I said, it's a bit of a deep cut. It's a little bit of one of those like underground KBD brands that you're not going to see popping up all over your TikTok and your Instagram and your YouTube shorts, right? But that doesn't mean that it isn't a good product. It just means they don't have a ton of money behind the marketing to make you know that it's a good product. Ooh, let me tell you, when I speak my truth, you know what I mean? Especially when it's unpopular truth, I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my chest. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Even if you disagree, I can handle it. Let me know in the comments below. If you love this video and you want to see some more skincare reviews from me, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go and turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. Thanks for being here with me today. Thanks for keeping the space open for me to speak that truth. It feels so good. I love you so much. I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next video. Bye.